The Zolthar war room was a giant black chamber floating above their homeworld, carved from obsidian and lit by glowing red symbols, and inside it, 10 of the galaxy's most powerful warlords laughed as one Earth. General Skarn growled, slamming his metal fist on the table. A new species, fragile bones, no empire, no fleets. What can they possibly do? The laughter echoed again. High Commander Velk waved a claw dismissively. We've cracked planets harder than them. They barely joined the star maps. No defense rings, no orbital cannons. Their last war was ... with themselves. Another general hissed, and they barely won that. The air in the chamber was thick with arrogance. These beings had destroyed over 40 civilizations. They didn't conquer out of need, they did it because they could. Zolthar Dominion ruled 8 star clusters. They had never lost a war. Until now, Earth had been a footnote, a blue dot with too many oceans and not enough fear. That changed when Earth sent a message. Only 6 words. No signature, no request, just, "We will not be invaded, leave." The message reached every major fleet in Zolthar space. It wasn't a cry, it wasn't even loud. But something about it felt ... still. Skarn replayed it again, voice flat, tone firm. "This is a joke," he growled. "They think they can scare us." Velk narrowed his eyes. "Maybe they have something hidden." "Then let's uncover it," Skarn said. "Send a scout fleet fast silent. Let's see what this little mudball is hiding." 3 ships were dispatched. Not battleships, small, fast stealth vessels built for spying. Captain Kurtel, the youngest among the Zolthar elites, was placed in command. He was proud. A mission this simple. "It's an honor, sirs." He launched within an hour. The ships blinked past nebulae, jumped through wormholes, and dropped. Just beyond Earth's edge, hidden inside the moon's shadow. From space, Earth looked peaceful. Blue oceans, swirling white clouds, glowing cities tucked under the dark. "They don't even have a planetary shield," Kurtel scoffed. "Their satellites are ancient junk." His sensors scanned deeper. No fleets, no warning systems. "Captain," his navigator called, "I'm getting strange readings." "Define strange." "Something under their south pole, deep underground. It's generating energy, but not from fusion or fission. It's different," Kurtel frowned. "Try to map it." But before the navigator could respond, their screens blinked once, then twice, then turned black. "What happened?" Kurtel barked. No one answered. The room was silent, the lights dimmed. One of the crew stood up, trembling. "Captain, our systems, they're no longer responding. Not jammed, not hacked. It's like they've gone deaf." A sound filled the ship, a low hum. Not loud, but deep, like it came from the bones of the planet itself. It wasn't a weapon, it wasn't even targeted, but it hit every ship in the fleet at once. Looked out the viewing window, confused. Is that a signal? The stars outside shimmered. Earth seemed to glow just slightly brighter. Then the hum stopped, and everything was calm. I think it's over," one crew member whispered. Kurtel pressed his thumbs. "Zolthar Command, this is Captain Kurtel. We've encountered an unknown." The message cut off mid-sentence. In the war room, the signal vanished. Flatline Skarn blinked. "Replay that?" The technician tried. "Sir, there is no replay. The feed is gone." "Gone where?" "Gone, as in, it never existed." Skarn stood slowly. The chamber was silent now. Velk stepped forward. "Send another scout?" "No," Skarn muttered. "Send 3, fully shielded, armed. If something attacked them, we'll burn it down." The second team arrived 2 days later. They found nothing. Not the ships, not the crew, no debris, no black boxes. Just silence. Earth hung there, quiet and still. Unmoved, unbothered. "This makes no sense," one pilot whispered. "Even if they were destroyed, something should be left." His words stopped. Something pulsed on his radar. A wave. Not energy, not matter. Just a feeling. Like gravity, but wrong. Like a memory made real. "Is that music?" another asked. It was faint, soft, a melody drifting through vacuum, impossible to detect unless you listened. A human song, old, full of sorrow. The pilot froze. "They're not talking to us there." Remembering, his ship began to shake. Not violently, gently, like something was brushing it. He screamed into his mic. Then nothing. All 3 ships gone. Again, no fire, no trace, just gone. Skarn paced the war room, his claws scraping metal. 2 fleets. This is a provocation. Velk's voice was tight, or a trap. Another general, silent until now, leaned forward. Perhaps we should speak to Earth. We did, Skarn growled. They said leave. That was it, and we didn't. The room grew cold. Fear, that rare beast, slipped into Zolthor space for the first time in centuries. Skarn slammed his fist again. Fine, prepare. The main fleet, not scouts, warships, 10,000 strong. Let's see them hide from that. But even as he shouted, deep inside him, something cracked. Earth wasn't hiding. They weren't bluffing. They were waiting. And they didn't need 10,000 ships. They only needed 1 word. And they'd already said it. The quiet didn't last long. Across the galaxy, sensors blinked red. Alarm sirens echoed through military stations, research labs, and deep space observatories. Something massive had happened near the edge of Zolthor space, something no one understood. A small planet, uninhabited but rich in minerals, had simply split, not exploded, not shattered. Split, like it was peeled open by an invisible blade. No heat signature, no blast radius, no debris trail, just the clean halves of a world drifting apart, silent in space. That's not possible, said High Analyst Drex, staring at the Holly Midge, hands shaking. There's no weapon in the galaxy that can do this. No gravitational device, no fusion bomb, nothing leaves a cut that perfect. High Commander Velk watched in silence. Was Earth nearby? No ships, no launches, not even satellites. Then how? Drex hesitated. It came from nothing, a single energy pulse, barely detectable, but it originated from Earth's direction. Velk turned sharply. Show me the path. A blue arc traced through the stars. It wasn't even a straight line. It bent around suns, curved through asteroid fields, slipped between space lanes. It avoided every major detection system like it already knew they were there. Velk narrowed his eyes. That's not a weapon, he muttered. That's a message. The galaxy heard it, loud and clear, and panic spread like wildfire. On the trade hubs, merchants pulled out of Earth sector routes. Civilian traffic vanished. Smugglers refused to go near Sol. The black market exploded with rumors. Humans had found ancient tech. Humans had made a deal with ghosts. Humans were not humans at all. Some claimed Earth had always been a trap. Others said it was a grave. But no one, not even the Zolthor, could explain the event. Back on Earth, there was no celebration. No lights, no broadcast, just silence. The humans didn't speak. They didn't claim victory. They just watched. In the Zolthar Council Hall, Skarn's rage boiled. One of our mining worlds has been cut in half, he shouted, by an energy beam that left no trace, and all our systems say it came from Earth's region. Another general shook his head. But Earth has no such weapon. It's impossible. Then what destroyed the planet? Skarn roared. No one answered. The silence was heavier than any reply. I want answers, he barked. Send probes, drones, anything. I want eyes on every continent of that cursed planet. But Earth had already learned. As Zolthar drones entered orbit, one by one, they simply stopped. No explosions. No defenses activated. The drones just froze mid-air, drifting slowly before falling into the ocean or crashing in the Arctic. When recovered, their data cores were fried, their memory wiped clean. No one understood how. A week passed, then 2, then 4, nothing. From Earth, not a whisper, not even a transmission. Velk stared at a still image of Earth's surface, a beautiful swirl of blue and white, and felt something he had never felt before. Uncertainty. What if we're not looking at a weapon? He asked his science advisor. What if it's something else? The advisor frowned. Like what? Velk spoke quietly. Something older than war. Across the galaxy, whispers turned into theories. The Arakoner had once ruled this region thousands of cycles ago. A race so advanced, they left behind machines no one could use, doors no one could open, and warnings in dead languages no one dared translate. One story spoke of a final vault hidden on a green world, protected by silence. That world had never been found, until now. "You think Earth is the vault?" the science advisor asked. Velk didn't reply. He just stared at the glowing dot and muttered, "We were never meant to wake it." Meanwhile, deep beneath Earth's surface, in a sealed facility hidden under the South Pole, a man sat in silence. His name was Orion Kane. No rank, no medals, just a name and forgotten files. Years ago, when Earth's first contact turned into a skirmish, he'd lost everything: his wife, his daughter, his belief in diplomacy, and then he vanished. The world thought he died in grief, but he didn't. He went underground, literally. And now, he sat beside the core of something not made by humans, something Earth had uncovered, but never touched. Until he did, it didn't speak in words. It didn't glow or hum like alien tech in stories. It just responded to his grief. And now, it was awake. A low light pulsed in the chamber, calm and steady. A console blinked. Then a voice, soft and familiar, echoed inside the room. Target confirmed. One strike delivered. Response: Galaxy-wide. Orion leaned back in the chair, face pale. "I only wanted to scare them," the voice replied gently. Warning delivered. He looked up. "What happens if they don't listen?" "Second protocol begins." "What's protocol 2? "Silence." Orion's hands shook. "I never asked for this," he whispered. "I just wanted them to leave Earth alone." The machine didn't answer. It only waited. Back in Zolthor space, a third meeting was held. This time, fewer generals attended. Some had fled, others disappeared. Skarn stood at the head of the table, eyes bloodshot. "Earth has made fools of us. We will not be mocked by a backwater planet," Velk tried to argue. "We still don't understand what we're facing. We should pause, gather intel." "No more pauses," Skarn roared. "We send a message of our own, an entire armada. Let's see if Earth can handle 10,000 ships." Velk knew it was madness. But he also knew no one could stop Skarn. Now the order was signed. The armada launched. As the ships moved through the void, one transmission escaped from Earth. It didn't come through normal channels. It rode on. Gravity waves slipped through encryption and landed on every screen in the fleet at once. A simple image, two halves of a planet drifting apart. And a caption below it: "This was your warning shot. Nothing else. No sound, no threats. Just that." The message repeated in every language. Some laughed, some didn't, but deep inside, every captain on those ships felt a chill they couldn't explain, a kind of ancient fear. As they neared Earth's orbit, silence returned. No defense systems lit up, no fighters launched, just the calm blue world below. It didn't move. It didn't blink. It waited, and somewhere beneath the South Pole, a man whispered to a sleeping machine, "Please don't make me use it again." The galaxy held its breath. 10,000 ships stood in Earth's orbit, stretched across the sky like a metal storm. Zolthor's armada had arrived. Each ship was armed, shielded, ready to strike. But Earth stayed still. No alarms, no defense systems, no communication, nothing. From the outside, it looked like Earth didn't even notice. Admiral Korak, leader of the invasion fleet, stood at the bridge window, staring down at the silent blue world. "This is it," he muttered. "The planet that cut one of ours in half." His second officer replied, "Scans show no planetary weapons, no ships, no defenses of any kind. But the energy readings are strange. It's like the entire planet is wrapped in static." Korak didn't care. "They've humiliated the Zolthar Dominion twice. This time, we answer, the fleet prepared. For a warning strike. Not to destroy, just to shake." Thousands of missiles were armed. But then something strange happened. One by one, the targeting systems began to fail. Not crash, just freeze. Like they didn't recognize Earth as a target. "We're having trouble locking on," reported a weapons officer. "All systems say the planet is undefined. Impossible." Korak growled. "Manually override." They tried. Nothing worked. Earth remained unmarked, like it wasn't there. Then a soft sound echoed across every screen in the fleet. A signal, gentle, like wind. It wasn't loud, but it reached every mind. No words, just a slow rhythm, a pulse, and behind it, something like a heartbeat. "What is that?" an officer whispered. "It's not a weapon." Another voice added, It feels like it's watching us. Korak ordered all systems rebooted, but it was too late. Something moved, not in orbit, not in space, but inside them, inside their ships. Lights dimmed, engines hummed. Control. Panels blinked and changed symbols into strange ancient shapes no one understood. One captain screamed as his ship's interface turned into a human child's drawing an image of a blue planet and a broken star beside it. Then blackness. His ship vanished. No explosion, no wreckage, just gone. The rest of the fleet panicked. "We're being erased," someone shouted. "They're not firing on us, they're deleting us." Korak froze. This wasn't war. This was something else, something smarter, something older. He slammed a hand on the emergency recall. "Pull back all ships. Pull back now." But the retreat never happened. The hum grew louder. Ships flickered like dying stars. One by one, they vanished from the fleet's formation. Some screamed, some prayed. Others simply stared into the growing darkness. Within 5 minutes, over 80% of the fleet was gone. And still, Earth didn't move. Back on Zolthar Prime, the war room was silent. A live feed had gone dark. High Commander Velk stood with a clenched jaw. "How many left? 400. No, 200. Sir, they're disappearing every second." "What is Earth using?" Skarn roared. A technician whispered. "Nothing. There's no sign of weapons, no signal trails, no radiation. The ships are vanishing without cause." "That's impossible," Skarn screamed. "Nothing can do that." But deep inside, even he began to understand. This was beyond their rules, beyond war. Velk leaned over. "We need to stop now." Skarn's eyes burned. "We don't stop. We've come too far." "Then we'll go too far," Velk said quietly. "And there will be nothing left of us." On Earth, the South Pole glowed with soft white light. In the underground vault, Orion Kane stared at the console, face pale. "Why are they still here?" he whispered. The machine pulsed once. They did not listen. "You warned them." "I wanted them to run," he said, "not vanish." The voice replied, "They tried to fire. Their fear overruled their reason. Protocol 1 still holds." He closed his eyes. "Can I stop this?" "Yes," said the voice, "but not alone." He turned to the dark corner of the room. Another figure stood there, a woman, younger, wounded, an ambassador once sent to talk to the stars. Her name was Talia Reeve, thought dead. Hidden here since the first contact war, she stepped forward. "They'll keep coming," she said, "because they don't understand what we are." "What are we?" Orion asked. "The vault," she said. "The last one." In the stars above, the last Zolthar ships broke formation and scattered. Those who survived didn't report, they didn't talk, some went silent forever. Others disappeared into deep space. The few who returned to Zolthar space were not the same. They spoke in riddles, saw things that weren't there. Some whispered of a planet that stared back. Others wept when shown a map of Sol. Velk called an emergency session. "We have one choice," he said. "We stay away. We leave Earth alone. We erase its name from every star chart." Skarn refused. "You're afraid?" Velk replied. "I'm aware." Skarn left the chamber that night. He didn't return. His ship was found days later, empty adrift. Systems intact. Crew missing. Not dead, just not there. From that day forward, no Zolthar ship entered the Sol system again. Trade routes shifted. Exploration bypassed Earth's corner of the galaxy. The blue planet was now a shadow, a quiet giant, untouched, unnamed. Because what the galaxy finally understood was this: Earth never attacked. Earth responded. And when pushed, Earth didn't fire missiles. It erased you. Clean, cold, without anger, without mercy, just gone. A final report from a Zolthar scout survived. Just one sentence: Earth doesn't fight wars, it ends them. And after that, silence returned. The stars were quiet, but the galaxy was loud with fear. Every major power in the outer systems held emergency meetings. Some wanted to form a united front. Others wanted to run. The Zolthar Dominion had sent 10,000 ships to Earth and returned, with silence. That silence now echoed across every star map. The name Earth was no longer a joke, it was a warning. On the neutral world of Grelin, where scholars, spies, and traders met without weapons, a strange conversation began in the shadows. Have you seen the energy pattern? A hooded alien asked. It matches something I read about in the Forbidden Archives. The other figure leaned in. You mean the old ones? The Arachiner? Yes, the first replied. It's the same pulse, the same shape, the same silence. The name spread again. The Arachiner, an ancient race, long gone, who once ruled the stars, not with war, but with knowledge no one understood. They built machines that could fold space with thought, rewrite matter with will, and speak across time. Then they vanished. Some said they left. Others said they hid. But one thing was clear. Earth's mysterious weapon was not human-made. It was something else, something left behind. In the academic towers of Varn Prime, historians studied old star charts and records wiped by war. One map, damaged but still readable, showed a red circle around Earth's location. Next to it were 3 words in a dead language. Do not engage. Why would the Arachnor mark Earth? One scholar whispered. They never marked anything. Another added, maybe Earth wasn't random. Maybe they chose it. Chose it for what? A vault. That word returned. Vault, it meant protection, or prison, or both. In the deep space station of HFY, a hidden AI watched the growing fear and began to run simulations. Billions of them, every one with the same result. Earth could not be stopped. Not with fleets, not with weapons, not even with time. The AI sent one message to its creators: do not provoke Earth. Meanwhile, on Earth, things were quiet. Too quiet. The people didn't know what had happened above them. The governments knew, but they weren't speaking. And deep below the ice in the south, Orion Kane stared at the glowing machine with tired eyes. Talia stood beside him, her hand resting on the console. The galaxy is shifting, she said. They've seen what Earth can do. That wasn't Earth, Orion whispered. It was this thing. We just turned it on. But it listened to you, she said. That means something. I didn't mean to destroy a planet, he said. I didn't mean to erase fleets. I just wanted to make them afraid. You dude, she paused. Now they're trying to understand. U.S. Across the stars, more whispers turned to action. The Threxan Empire sent a stealth probe to Earth's orbit, hidden under a fake comet. It carried no weapons, only cameras. As it reached Earth's shadow, the feed blinked once, then again, then the camera turned not toward Earth but toward itself. The last image it sent back was its own core, breaking apart silently. Then, nothing. The Threxan Emperor demanded war. But his scientists begged him to stop. This isn't a battle, they said. This is a wall, a limit, a place where logic breaks. The Emperor waited, then received a message. No name, no sound, just coordinates. When plotted, they revealed something terrifying. The spot where the probe died, but drawn around it, in perfect circles, was an invisible sphere, the exact size of a mind. A thought field, one advisor whispered. The Arachner built Mindri active barriers. If you come close with bad intent, it knows. The Emperor canceled the mission. Earth remained untouched. Back on Earth, Orion was beginning to feel it too. The machine responded to emotions. Not commands, not buttons, but feelings. When I was angry, it activated, he said. When I was calm, it rested. Talia nodded. It's tied to us. Or to you, he said. What if it bonded with me because I was broken? Then maybe broken is what it needs, she replied. Not leaders, not warriors, but people who've lost enough to not want war. In the outer rim of the galaxy, a small race called the Valari held a secret archive written by the last of the Arachnar before their disappearance. In it was one chilling prophecy. One day, the fire of creation shall sleep within a planet of oceans. When that fire wakes, do not touch the water. The Valari had never known what that meant. Now they did. Earth, the planet of oceans, and the fire, still sleeping or just waking up. The Valari sent a message, a peaceful one. No demands, no tricks. Just this. We see the light in your silence. We will not come closer. Earth didn't reply, but their message was not erased. That was enough. Talia stood at the edge of the ice chamber, looking out through the transparent dome toward the stars. They're learning, she said. One by one, some are still planning. Attacks, Orion said. They won't stop. Then they'll disappear, she replied coldly, just like the others. Orion looked down. I never wanted to be part of this. No one did, she said. But now we are. He sighed. So what happens next? She didn't answer, because far above them, in the void, something stirred, a signal, not from Earth, not from any known empire, but from the deep black, an old signal, a forgotten key, and it was answering the weapon. Somewhere in the galaxy, something else had woken up. The cold stars watched as another message entered the Sol system, but this time it didn't come from a fleet. A scout or a diplomat came from deep space, a signal so old that even the ancient machines struggled to translate it. Under Antarctica, where Earth's vaults still pulsed softly like a sleeping heart, the strange weapon reacted first. Its lights flickered, its structure shifted. Orion Kane stood frozen as symbols glowed across the walls, new symbols he hadn't seen before. "What is that?" he asked, stepping back. Talia moved closer to the screen. "It's not Zolthar. It's not human. I think it's Arakiner." The machine pulsed once. Then it spoke in a voice deeper and older than anything they had heard. Response detected. Origin. Luxor system. Status. Ancient protocol. Orion's eyes widened. Ancient protocol. Another vault, Talia whispered. The machine replied, Guardian protocols engaged. Awakening sequence begun. What did we just wake up? Orion asked. No answer came. Instead, a star map unfolded in front of them, showing a red dot blinking in the Luxor system far from Earth. Far from Zolthar, hidden deep in the dark zone where ships rarely traveled. But now, something there was moving. In the Luxor system, a derelict moon drifted silently for thousands of years, its surface cracked, lifeless. But inside it, a core of black crystal began to glow again. Long-buried machines hummed back to life. A single eye opened inside a forgotten chamber. The system itself reacted, its gravitational pull shifted, its space trembled. The Luxor moon sent out one signal, just one, carried on a frequency not used since the fall of the Arakanor. The galaxy heard it, and panicked again. Not because they understood it, but because Earth's machine answered back. The two signals weren't just communicating, they were syncing, matching rhythms, preparing something. Back on Earth, governments were beginning to lose control of the truth. The silence had protected them for weeks, but leaked footage, hacked feeds, and missing fleets couldn't be explained forever. Civilian chatter grew louder. Why did Zolthar's ships vanish near us? What's under Antarctica? Is Earth being avoided? In response, world leaders met in secret, but even they didn't have all the answers. Only Orion Kane didn't. He wasn't answering calls. He was too busy listening. The vault was changing. The air inside the chamber felt heavier, the lights brighter. The machine began showing images fragmented, ancient images of a war older than memory. Planets burning, stars collapsing. Voices crying out in strange languages. And at the center of it, all beings of light and metal. The Arakanor. They weren't conquerors, Talia said, watching. They were defenders. Defenders? Of what? Orion asked. The image zoomed in. A black shape, a swirling cloud. Not a species, not a machine, but something else, something wrong. It wasn't a war, she said softly. It was a containment. The Arakanor didn't build weapons for power. They built vaults to keep something out or in. And Earth somehow had become one of them. What's the Luxor system holding? Orion whispered. And what happens if it wakes up too? The machine answered with one word. Judgment. Far away, in the outer sectors, a powerful race known as the Cairn saw the signals and decided to act. Unlike the Zolthar, they didn't underestimate, they didn't laugh, they prepared. The Cairn built a new fleet, smaller, faster, shielded with black mirror tech, designed to reflect unknown energies. Their plan was simple. Reach the Luxor moon before it fully awakened and shut it down. Quietly, permanently. We don't touch Earth, their admiral said. We cut the link before it finishes sinking. If we're fast, they won't even know we were there. Their fleet jumped within the hour. Back on Earth, the vault felt the movement. Incoming presence detected, the voice said. Fleet, intent, interference. Can we stop them? Orion asked. Response not authorized without emotional trigger. What does that mean? Talia asked. It means it wants me to feel something again, Orion said, stepping back. Fear, anger, loss. So if you don't feel anything, it stays quiet. Maybe, he said, but the link is still active. And if that moon wakes up while there, Talia looked at the screen. We need to warn them. Orion sent a message. A simple one. No threat. Just, do not touch the Luxor moon. It is not yours. But the Chiron ignored it. Their pride was deep. Their fear was hidden. They believed in control, not caution. As they reached the Luxor moon, their ships spread out, scanning for a central core. Inside the moon, the eye opened fully. The sinking finished. And then it remembered. The moon didn't attack. It didn't defend. It just spoke. One word. A word in the first language of the galaxy. A word that meant return. Every ship stopped, dead in space. Their engines worked. Their weapons were online, but their minds silent, not stunned, not damaged, just redirected. Every Chiron pilot began to remember things that never happened. Dreams of fire, sounds of laughter from species they never met, tears that weren't theirs. The Luxor Vault was showing them what the Arachonner had seen the end. They're not weapons, Orion whispered, watching the screen. They're memory machines. They don't destroy, Talia added. They remind. They show you the end that's coming. If you don't stop it, but for some, that much truth was too much. 3 Chiron ships lost control and collided. Others self-destructed. A few escaped, but they didn't return to Chiron space. They vanished, flying in random directions, as if trying to escape their own minds. The Luxor moon fell silent again. The signal between it and Earth returned to a soft pulse. 2 vaults, 2 guardians now awake, and somewhere, something listening. The galaxy was no longer laughing. It was watching, and it didn't like what it saw. The galaxy was changing faster than anyone could follow, and somewhere deep in the darkness between stars, old things began to stir. Whispers passed through hidden channels, rumors wrapped in fear and silence, all saying the same thing. 2 vaults had awakened, one on Earth, quiet and cold beneath the ice, the other inside a dead moon in the Luxor system, and both were now pulsing with ancient memory and strange light. But these vaults were not weapons, not in the way the galaxy understood weapons. They were watchers, reminders, and guardians of something older than logic. Something the Arachonner had feared so much they built machines not to win, but to contain. On Earth, Orion Kane stood in the vault chamber, his eyes hollow, shoulders heavy, watching the steady rhythm of the core as it synced with Luxor's distant pulse. It feels different, he muttered. Talia stepped forward, placing her hand. On the console, it's faster, she said. The pulse, it's not just syncing anymore. It's preparing. Preparing for what? He asked. The machine answered in a calm, quiet voice. Alignment in progress. Final protocol sequence available upon confirmation. Orion stepped back. Final protocol. Authorization required, the vault said. Emotional signature incomplete. What signature? Talia asked. The same as before, Orion said bitterly. Fear, pain, rage. The machine pulsed again, then displayed a new signal, another vault. A third, this one far beyond known space. No name, no history, just a glowing point in the void. There's more, Talia whispered. More of these vaults, maybe dozens, maybe hundreds. And now they're waking up, Orion said. Because we broke the silence, far away in a lost system called Nerion's grave, a signal pulsed once, then vanished. No ships passed. Through Nerion's grave, it was a cursed place, where scanners went blind and ships disappeared. But now, for one brief moment, a vault blinked awake, recognized Earth, then slept again. But something else saw it, something that was not machine, not flesh, not bound by time. It had no name, only Sci-Fi shadow wrapped in fire, drifting slowly toward the galaxy's center. It felt the vaults waking, and it smiled. Back in Earth's orbit, a strange anomaly formed, a distortion in space, invisible to the eye but strong enough to bend light. Earth's defense satellites, long thought useless, turned on at once, not by human command, but by the vault's will. Something's coming, Talia said. The vault responded, unclassified anomaly. Not of this galaxy. Orion looked at the display. What is it? The screen flashed a single phrase, Arachonor's mistake. Somewhere in the command chambers of the once powerful Zolthar Dominion, Velk sat in silence, watching the same anomaly form on his private screen. His skin was pale, his claws trembling. "It wasn't Earth," he whispered. "It was what Earth was built to stop." The scientists around him stared. "What do you mean?" Velk stood slowly. "The Arakanar didn't vanish. They sacrificed themselves to trap it. They made vaults out of planets, and now one is breaking." Panic spread again. Alliances began to crack. On Varen Prime scholars burned ancient texts to hide what they knew. On Drellic, smugglers blocked all routes leading toward Earth's sector. On Halleck's Eye, a council of AI voted to sever their connection to the galactic net before they went insane from the growing signals. And above Earth, the anomaly began to take form. It was not a ship, not a creature, not a structure. It was memory. Alive and heavy. A weight from before time. Something not meant to be remembered. Something that slipped through the cracks between stars. "It's feeding on thought," Talia said. "On fear? Then why isn't it attacking?" Orion asked. "The vault," answered. "It waits for confirmation." "For collapse. Of what?" "The third vault," it replied. "If it falls, it returns." "Returns where?" "Everywhere." In the Luxor system, the moon's vault began to flicker. Its pulse stuttered, slowed, weakened. Whatever had happened with the cairn had damaged its structure. The sync was breaking. Orion looked at the display. "If it fails, Earth becomes the only vault still standing." "Then we hold," Talia said. "We keep Earth sealed. We let the machine protect us." "We can't," Orion said, "because if that thing is waiting for collapse, it won't wait much longer." The vault flashed red. "Third, vault integrity failing. Warning, final seal breach in 72 hours. Is there a way to help it?" Talia asked. The vault responded, "Yes, emotional key must be extended. Guardian link required." Orion frowned. "You want me to go there?" "You are bonded," the voice said. "Only the bonded can repair. But it's across the galaxy." "Not for us," it replied. A hidden chamber opened. A platform rose. A small ship's leak, dark, unlike anything built by humans, sat waiting. "This is not a ship," Talia whispered. "It's part of the vault. It travels through the same thought field," the vault said. "It can take you there." Orion stared. "And if I fail, then the third vault falls, and it wakes." He didn't need to ask what it was. He already knew. He stepped onto the platform. Talia followed. "You're not going alone," she said. "You're bonded too." The vault accepted her presence. The ship lit up, and in an instant they were gone, not through space, but through memory. Through silence, they reappeared above the Luxor moon, and below them the damage was clear. The pulse was fading. Cracks ran through the surface like veins. "It's dying," Orion said. "No," Talia replied. "It's waiting for us." They landed and entered the core. The room was dark, filled with fractured light and sounds of old pain. Orion stepped toward the center. The vault there recognized him. It spoke in a broken voice. "Second Guardian. Present." "I'm here to fix you," he said, "to keep the seal closed." "Need memory?" it said. "Need the emotion." Orion closed his eyes. He remembered his wife, his daughter. The day they died, the sound of their laughter, the silence that followed. He let it all in, the pain, the rage, the sorrow, the love, and the vault responded. It pulsed. "Whole again. Link complete," it said. "Seal holding." Outside, the anomaly froze. It shuddered, then screamed a sound, without sound, echoing across the void. A scream of hunger denied, of return interrupted. It retreated not far, not gone, but away, for now. Back on Earth, the vault smiled, not with a mouth, but with light. Second protocol held third vault secure. Alignment continues. Orion and Talia returned, their eyes older, their hearts heavier. The stars were quiet again, but the silence was different now. Not fear, not threat, but balance. The galaxy didn't celebrate, it didn't cheer. It simply took a deep breath and waited, because now it knew Earth wasn't the danger. It was the lock, and something was still knocking. The stars held their silence, but nothing felt safe anymore. Earth had not fired a weapon, yet fleets had vanished. Planets had been split, vaults had awakened, and the thing buried in the dark, the one even the Arkanor feared, was moving. Again, in secret corners of the galaxy, ancient machines flickered to life. Beacons long thought dead began to blink. Not in warning, in alarm. The kind sent only when the final gate begins to shake. On Earth, beneath the South Pole, the vault was changing once more. Its color deepened from white to blue to violet, pulsing with new rhythm, heavier than before. Orion Kane stood in the center of the chamber, his body still, his eyes closed. The emotional link between him and the machine had grown stronger. He didn't need to speak anymore. It understood him, and that terrified him. "You feel it, don't you?" Talia asked softly, her voice echoing through the vault. Orion opened his eyes slowly. "It's closer now. The third vault is holding," she said. "You saved it for now," he said. "But it's not just the vaults. Something else woke up when I connected to that moon. Something watching, something waiting." The vault spoke gently. "The sleeper shifts. Memory trembles." "What sleeper?" Talia asked. The vault showed them a shape. Not a creature, not a ship, a wound, floating in space like a scar across reality. It was not alive in the way they understood life. It didn't feed or breathe or think. It existed to unmake, not just things, but meanings, names, memory. "This is what the Arrachanar fought?" Orion asked. "Yes," the vault replied. "It has no true form, only reflection. It takes what you fear and becomes it." "Can it be killed?" Talia asked. "No," said the vault. "Only contained, forgotten." "But we remember it now," Orion said. "That's the problem." Far away, a signal reached the edge of the galaxy. It wasn't from the vaults. It was from the sleeper. A whisper made of cold. Every AI, every mind-linked species, every sentient machine across every empire felt it. Not a voice, a question. One word. Why? That question drove some mad, others silent. On Varn Prime, a council of thinkers debated suicide to avoid hearing it again. On Zolthar Prime, Velk ordered the destruction of their entire ThoughtKive network. "If it uses memory as a door," he told his staff, "we will give it nothing to walk through." But it was too late. The sleeper now had one thing it had never had before: attention. And with attention came direction. It began to move, slowly, not through space, but through idea, through fear. Every being that remembered Earth became a light on a map, and the sleeper was following the trail. "They don't understand," Orion said, looking up at the sky. "It's not Earth the galaxy needs to fear. It's themselves. The more they fear us, the more it sees them." "So how do we stop that?" Talia asked. "We can't," Orion replied. "But maybe we can hide again." "How do you hide a planet?" "The same way they hid the Arrachanar vaults," he said. "You change the memory?" The vault answered, "Protocol 3 available. Memory veil activation possible. Earth can be forgotten." Talia stepped back. "You mean erase Earth from every mind?" "No," the vault said. "Only the path. Only the connection." "Will it stop the sleeper?" Orion asked. "It will blind it, for a while, and if it finds us again, then we run out of vaults," the vault replied. A long silence followed. Orion walked toward the control pillar. He rested his hand on it. "If I do this, Earth becomes a shadow. Alone, silent." Talia looked at him. "It already is." "Then let's finish the silence," he said. The vault pulsed. Lights shifted. Data streamed through invisible networks. Across the galaxy, the path to Earth faded. Star maps corrupted. Coordinates vanished. Names blurred. Even memories in living minds began to twist. "I remember Earth, but I can't find it," said a commander. "It's like the stars forgot how to point." "It was in Sector 5, said a trader. "No, Sector 3. Wait, was it real?" On Earth, skies stayed blue. Cities remained calm. The people never knew what they were being protected from. But somewhere deep below their feet, the cost was being paid. Orion collapsed to one knee, his thoughts blurred. The machine took a part of him to fuel the veil. Not just his memories, his weight, his presence. "Are you okay?" Talia shouted. He nodded slowly. "Still here, just smaller, smaller. Like part of me is floating out there now, holding the wall shut." The vault's voice softened. "He is anchored. The veil is sealed. Earth is hidden." The galaxy paused again. The whispers stopped. The fear dimmed. The The sleeper slowed and turned. It had lost the trail, but it didn't sleep. It drifted, hungry, silent, unseen. Somewhere, in the forgotten reaches of deep space, it smiled again. On Zolthor Prime, Velk stared at a black screen. "Where is Earth?" he asked. His scientists searched everything. Old star charts, backup drives, even tattoos carved on prisoners. Skin, nothing. Earth had vanished. Not destroyed, just erased, and it terrified them even more. "Maybe they never existed," one general said. Velk replied, "That would be comforting." Back under the ice, Orion opened his eyes. "We bought time," he whispered. Talia knelt beside him. "What now?" "Now we wait," he said, "and hope the rest of the galaxy doesn't light the trail again." The vault dimmed to a soft hum. Outside, the sky looked the same, but Earth was now a ghost, hidden not by walls or shields or weapons, but by forgetting. A world between stars, a lock between shadows, a silence that remembered everything. The stars forgot Earth, but Earth never forgot them. Across the galaxy, the silence grew deeper. The maps that once showed Sol with a red warning mark now showed nothing but empty space. Traders passed the area and didn't notice. Explorers scanned the region and found only static. Even the Zolthar, who had once tried to invade, no longer remembered what they had fought. The name Earth faded from the networks, from speech, from dreams. But hidden under the South Pole, in a vault no one could see, Orion Kane remembered everything. He sat alone in the chamber, his hands resting on the glowing console, his thoughts quieter now. The memory veil had sealed the planet from outside minds, but it had not taken the truth from him. Not yet. Talia entered the room slowly, carrying a small data pad. "We picked up something," she said. "A breach?" he asked. "Not yet," she replied, "but close. It's not a fleet. It's a message." He looked up. "From where?" "That's the thing," she said, handing him the pad. "It's from inside the veil." The screen showed a short transmission. No name, no location. Just 5 words I remember. "I am coming." Orion felt a chill crawl through his spine. "That's not possible," he whispered. "No one inside the veil should even know what Earth is. Unless they were part of it once," Talia finished. "A human." Orion stood, or something that touched the vault and survived. "Should we respond?" she asked. "No," he said. "We watch. We wait." The vault pulsed. Signature trace identified. Entity origin, Earth. Memory, echo confirmed. Status, unstable? Unstable? Orion asked. "Explain." Subject linked to early vault activation event. Mental contact established during initial system boot. Memory exposure incomplete. Result, corruption. "Someone was affected during the first awakening," Talia said. "Who?" Subject designation. "Jacob Vance," the vault replied. "Engineer, human. Presumed dead during Zolthor strike." Orion froze. "He worked with me years ago. He was in the lower sector when we activated the vault." "I thought he died," Talia said. "So did I," Orion whispered. "But if he's alive and corrupted, then he's not fully human anymore." The vault added, "Subject has breached veil interior. Path unknown. Movement erratic. Emotional signature fractured. Danger level critical." "So he remembers Earth," Talia said, "but not as it is. He remembers broken. And he's coming back to it," Orion said. "But what if he brings the sleeper with him?" The vault pulsed red. "Risk unacceptable. Solution intercept." "Where is he?" Orion asked. The vault displayed a dark region of space, no name, no stars, only drifting rock and cold silence. "He's hiding," Talia said. "Maybe from us, maybe from himself, or maybe from what's inside him," Orion said. He turned to the platform. "I'll go, not alone," Talia said. "This time, we both see it through." The vault opened the chamber, revealing the ship again small, silent, built from memory and motion. As they stepped inside, the lights dimmed. The vault's voice followed them. "Caution. Subject Jacob Vance shows signs of duality. Half guardian, half other." "Other," Orion asked. "Define it." "Fragment of sleeper," the vault answered. "Echo of hunger. He does not know it is within him." They vanished into the black, slipping through thought space, not faster than light, but deeper. The ship guided them through places where stars had no name, where space bent in strange ways. They arrived at a derelict station built into an asteroid, a human structure. Orion recognized it. "Old mining post," he said. "Abandoned decades ago." "Are we sure he's here?" Talia asked. "He's here," Orion said. "I can feel it." The ship docked. The station was dark, but systems flickered. Power ran through veins of twisted metal. They moved slowly, weapons drawn, flashlights slicing through the dust. And then they heard a voice, soft singing, a human voice. "Twinkle, twinkle, little star." The voice echoed down the corridor. "That's him," Orion said. "He used to sing that when we worked long hours. Said it kept the darkness away." They followed the sound until they reached the control room. Inside stood Jacob Vance, or what was left of him. He turned, smiling wide, eyes glowing faint blue. "Orion," he said. "You came, Jacob. You're alive," Orion said slowly. "Kind of," Jacob said. "I remember Earth. I remember the light, the vault. It touched me." "You weren't ready," Orion said. "No," Jacob said. "But I tried to hold on. I tried to carry it. It broke something in me, but it also showed me." "Showed you what?" Talia asked. Jacob stepped closer. "The hunger, the one between the stars. The thing the vaults are holding back." "It's inside you," Orion said quietly. Jacob nodded. "Just a piece, just a whisper. But it wants to find the rest. It wants to go home." "Earth is not its home," Orion said. "It thinks it is," Jacob said. "It remembers the vaults. And it knows you." "You touched the light, Orion. That makes you a door." "We need to stop it," Talia said. "You need to stay here." "I can't," Jacob said, his face darkening. "It's pulling me. If I don't move, I burn." "Then we burn it out," Orion said. "No," Jacob whispered. "You burn with me." He raised his hand. Energy flared, not fire. Not light, but memory twisted, broken, like glass that remembers being whole. Orion staggered. Talia fired a stun pulse. Jacob vanished into smoke, reappearing behind them. "I don't want to hurt you," he said, "but it does, and it's bigger than you can hold." Orion reached for the vault key embedded in his suit. He activated the beacon. A pulse spread from his body, connecting to Jacob's. A shock of memory surged between them childhoods. Pain, laughter, fear. "Everything, you're still in there," Orion said. "Push it back." "I can't," Jacob screamed. "It's not just in me. It's in the void, and it's listening." Outside, the sleeper stirred again. A new pulse formed. The memory veil shimmered, faded, cracked. Earth flickered on galactic maps for half a second. It was enough. The sleeper turned. Orion gripped Jacob's shoulders. "You don't have to carry it. Let it go. Let me help." Jacob shook, trembled. And then he screamed, not in pain, but in release. A beam of light exploded from his chest. The vault ship activated full containment. The sleeper's echo was torn out, ripped into pieces of sound and light and forgotten screams. And in the silence that followed, Jacob fell to his knees. "I'm sorry," he whispered. Orion knelt beside him. "It's okay. You fought it. Is it gone?" "That part," Orion said, "but not all of it. Back in the vault, Earth's memory field stabilized. The name vanished again. The trail grew cold. The sleeper paused, confused, denied, and Earth remained hidden. But the Watchers knew it wouldn't last forever, because memory is a strange thing. Even when forgotten, some things come back. The galaxy held its breath again. Earth remained hidden behind the memory veil, unseen and unnamed on every star chart. No ship approached it, no signal touched it, but still, something pulsed in the dark. The sleeper had been blinded, its echo ripped from Jacob Vance's mind, but the silence that followed was not peace, was preparation. Deep beneath Antarctica, the Earth vault grew quieter than ever, its lights now barely visible, its hum slow and deep, like a heart conserving. Its last beat. Orion Kane stood before it, tired, older, but still connected. The vault had taken much from him: memories, strength, time, but he remained the anchor, the one soul who still remembered the full truth. Talia stood beside him, scanning the last transmission logs. "Since the veil repaired, there's been nothing," she said. "No signals, no breaches, not even distant scans." Orion nodded slowly. It's not over. It's just waiting for the next opening. How do you know? She asked. Because I felt it when Jacob screamed, he said. It pulled back, but not far. It's learning, adapting. Then we need to be ready, she said. Or someone else does, Orion replied. The vault suddenly spoke, voice weaker than before. Alignment of final vaults incomplete, pattern disrupted. Fragmented guardian missing. Another vault, Talia asked. A fourth, not a full vault, the machine said. A seed, a splinter placed far from the others. Last protocol failsafe, where Orion asked. A map appeared empty black space, but slowly coordinates formed. A small, unknown moon on the edge of a dead dwarf galaxy. There's nothing there, Talia said. That's the point, Orion said. The seed was hidden where no one would ever look. Do we activate it? She asked. No, the vault said. It activates itself only if the others fail. But Earth hasn't failed, Orion said. Not yet. Correction, the vault answered. Earth vault, integrity falling, anchor weakening, guardian energy diminishing. Talia turned to Orion, alarmed. It's talking about you. He looked down at his hands. His skin was pale, his breath short. I've been part of this machine too long. It's draining me. Then we need to disconnect you, she said. You'll die. If you don't, the vault replied, Earth will be exposed. Anchor will collapse, veil will fall, sleeper will return. There has to be another way, Talia said, stepping forward. The vault responded, unknown. No other guardian. Connected. Suggestion. Prepare replacement. Orion looked at her. No. Yes, she said. You gave everything. Let me take the weight now. Talia, you told me once Earth wasn't protected by weapons. It was protected by people who refused to give up. I'm not giving up. She placed her hand on the console. The vault hesitated, then accepted her touch. Candidate detected. Emotional pattern strong. Compatibility high. Transfer in progress. A stream of light connected the console to her chest. She winced, stumbling, but stood firm. Orion grabbed her shoulder. You don't have to do this. Yes, I do, she whispered. Now you live, you guide, I hold. The transfer took only a minute, but when it was over, Talia was changed. Her eyes glowed faintly. Her body felt heavier. She could feel the weight of the veil, the pressure of memory, and the cold fingers of the sleeper brushing the edge of thought. You okay? Orion asked. I feel everything, she said. All the memories the vault holds, all the warnings. It's overwhelming, but I can bear it. The vault pulsed brighter. Concur. Stabilized. Guardian online. Protocol sustained. The Earth remained hidden. The galaxy continued its forgetting. But the sleeper shifted again. It had lost the path once. It didn't want to lose it twice. Somewhere far beyond the stars, in a place even maps refused to mark, the sleeper opened its mind again. Not to attack, not to break, but to mimic. It remembered the signals used by the Aracanner. It remembered the shape of guardians. It began to build. Not vaults, not containment, but copies. Broken reflections, fake signals. Near the edge of known space, in a peaceful system called Driva, a research team suddenly detected what looked like a vault awakening. The readings were nearly perfect pulses, frequencies, even memory echo signatures. But something felt wrong. It's too clean, one scientist said. Too perfect. Another nodded. Vaults always carry scars. This one feels artificial. They sent a drone to investigate. It arrived near the strange moon where the false vault pulsed. The moment it transmitted, the data corrupted. The drone's core melted, and back. At the lab, the team saw one final message-an image of the Earth Vault's seal, dripping, melting a message. I know your shape now. Back under Antarctica, the real vault dimmed again. Talia stepped back, gasping. It copied us, she said. It made a fake vault. That's not possible, Orion said. It doesn't build, it consumes. Then maybe this is how it consumes now, she said. It doesn't eat the memory. It becomes it, the vault confirmed. New danger, mimicry, guardian, echo corrupted. Incoming signature, not true. Defense uncertain. Can it get inside? Orion asked. If it copies the emotional pattern. Yes, the vault said. And there's only one pattern it touched, Talia said. Mine. Far beyond, in the fake vault's heart, a twisted figure sat shaped like Talia, sounding like her, even feeling like her. But its smile was wrong. Its eyes were hollow. It whispered to the stars, I remember Earth, and I'm coming home. The veil flickered once. Talia collapsed. Orion caught her, panic in his voice. Stay with me, the vault flashed red. Echo breach, Guardian compromised, false pattern approaching. How do we stop it? Orion shouted. You can't stop it, Talia said weakly. You have to outthink it, outfeel it. Feel what? Hope, she whispered. It doesn't know how to feel that. She closed her eyes. The vault went silent, but her body still pulsed. Faintly, the mimic drew closer. Earth's last defense wasn't a weapon. It was one woman's fading heartbeat, and the memory of everything she loved. The vault beneath Antarctica had never been so quiet, yet so alive. The pulse of Earth's last guardian Talia was fading, but steady. Her body lay in stasis, her mind now deeply woven into the vault's core. She had given everything to hold the veil, to protect Earth from the sleeper's return. But now something darker had come, something the vault had never seen before its own mimic. A perfect fake, built from stolen thought and twisted memory. It looked like Talia. It felt like her. And it was now approaching Earth, silent and unseen, carried by a wave of corrupted echo. Orion Kane stood alone in the vault, watching the seal flicker, his fists clenched, his eyes full of grief and rage. How close is it? He asked. The vault's voice came softly. Impact in 4 hours. Defense options limited. Emotional anchor weakened. External interference possible. Can we fight it? He said. Not with force, the vault replied. Only with truth. Then give me all of it, Orion said. Every memory, every image. I want to feel what she felt. The vault hesitated. You may not survive. Then let it take me, he said. But not this world. The vault opened streams of memory. Millions of voices, faces, songs, screams, laughter, joy, pain flooded into Orion's mind. He saw the rise of Earth, the fear in alien eyes, the arrogance of the Zolthor, the collapse of the Cairn, the first vault awakening. He saw the Araucaner building the Guardians not as weapons, but as warnings. And he saw the sleeper, shifting, learning, hiding inside curiosity, always waiting for fear to crack the door. The flood hit him like fire. His knees buckled. His chest heaved. But he didn't fall. Now he whispered, let it see me. Far above Earth, the false vault approached. It glowed with wrong light, humming with lies. To any scanner, it was real. To any mind, it felt true. But inside it, the thing that wore Talia's face grinned wide. I've waited long enough, it whispered. This world made me, now I'll unmake it. The mimic's signal pierced the veil. It didn't shatter, it slipped through, like a memory mistaken for a dream. Inside the real vault, Talia's pulse surged. Her voice, weak but determined, echoed from the core. It's close. Orion stood, his body glowing with raw memory. Then let's remind it what we are. Do you trust me? She asked. Always. Then come in, she said. He stepped into the inner chamber. The walls closed. His body vanished from Earth, but not from the vault, not from her. Their minds touched, fusing into one thread of memory. Not warrior and weapon, not machine and man, but connection. The mimic descended. Its false vault opened. The Factalia stepped out onto the icy plains of Earth's south pole. No alarms, no weapons. The world didn't see her. But the vault did. You shouldn't be here, the mimic said aloud. I am you. No, the voice replied. You are my shadow. A beam of light tore from the ice. The vault opened fully, not to fire, but to speak. Orion and Talia stood in its center, merged, glowing with every memory Earth had ever held. You forgot something, Orion said. You copied our pain, our fear, our grief, but you never copied our hope. Hope is weakness, the mimic said. Hope is survival, Talia answered. It's why Earth still stands. The mimic tried to scream, but no sound came. The vault didn't fight it. It reflected it. A mirror of all its stolen pieces turned back on itself. The mimic saw the truth, that it had no truth of its own, that it had only borrowed strength, borrowed pain, and borrowed faces. and truth unmade it. It cracked, shivered, its light turned against itself, its body collapsed inward, screaming not in anger, but in loss. The false vault exploded in a wave of empty echo. Nothing remained, not even ash. The veil rippled, repaired, stabilized. The sleeper paused again, confused. It had sent part of itself, and that part had failed. Inside the Earth vault, Talia and Orion separated, their bodies weak, their minds stronger than ever. "We did it," he whispered. "For now," she said. "But this isn't the end." "No," the vault said, "but it is the moment they'll never forget." Across the galaxy, the stars stayed silent, but whispers began again, not of fear, but of mystery. Somewhere, a world had resisted something ancient. Somewhere, a vault had glowed against the dark. The name Earth didn't return to maps, but it returned to legend. A place you couldn't find, but couldn't ignore. A silence you couldn't hear, but couldn't forget. And to those who still dared to hunt it, the warning was simple. Earth is not where the danger lives. Earth is where the danger ends.